Welcome to this Physiopedia tutorial. In this video, we will talk about a very important topic, images and copyright. Whether you are adding images to a Physiopedia page or reviewing existing images, it is important to understand the basics of image copyright and to make sure that every image you use on Physiopedia complies with copyright rules. So join me to find out more. So first things first, what is image copyright? In simple terms, copyright gives the creator of an image the exclusive right to decide how it's used. This means that not every image you find online is free to use. Using images without permission can lead to copyright infringement, which is something we want to avoid. Using copyrighted images without permission can lead to serious legal and ethical issues. At Physiopedia, we want to ensure that all images comply with copyright laws to maintain integrity and professionalism of the content we share. So let's look at how to check copyright status. When adding an image to a Physiopedia page, you must first check its copyright status. If you're not sure whether an image is free to use, there are a few simple steps you can follow. So the first thing to do is check where the image is hosted. Does it have the information about how the image can be used? So we're going to look at some images I found in articles on ResearchGate. It will be different for each website, but a good tip is to find the terms and conditions. Some sites even have a link to follow about copyright usage of the information or images on their site. So let's pop over to ResearchGate where I found these images. So this is the first one. And as you can see, there are a few images here, and it does say that the images are available through Creative Commons attribution. So I would click on the image that I want to use. And what I would do is I would copy the URL from the search bar here, and I would add that when we upload the image. And I would also choose Creative Commons 3 as my license choice. If we go back, you can also add that the image came from the article and cite the article name and the author of the article. So that's the first one. Let's look at the next one. So here again, we can find some images, but this one's slightly different. This one actually says that the content is subject to copyright. So let's have a look at their terms and conditions. And if we actually scroll down, there's a whole section on copyright here. And it actually says that the website is protected by United States copyright law. And if we go down, we can see here that you can use the images for personal or non-commercial use only. Now, as Physiopedia is not actually classed as personal or non-commercial, we would need to seek permission. So they actually say that if you wanted to use this in another instance, you would need to get written approval before you put this up, okay? So that's something to look out for and to bear in mind when we're using images. So what about if there's an image on a page and you're not sure where it's come from? So let's pop over to a Physiopedia page. And we're actually going to check where this image came from. So the best way that I know of, there are several ways, but I always use Google reverse image search. So let's go over to Google now. And what we're going to do is if you click on this camera icon, we're going to actually drag our image from our Physiopedia page and just drop it in this box. Here we can see all the sources where this image has been used. So we're going to find the image source. So if we click on this, this will show us exact matches. And this image actually, I know, does come from Radiopedia, and we do have permission to use it, so that's fine. But this will tell you where this image has originated. Sometimes it's difficult because you can see it's been used on other pages, but you're trying to find the original source. We would then go to the original source, make sure that the image license matches the image on the website that we're bringing it from, and we would also put the URL. So that's how we check for the copyright of an image and to locate the source if it's not already on the information on the Physiopedia page. So that image was easy to verify, but it's really important to make sure that the images we are using are free to use. So we need to know that the copyright details or the Creative Commons license allows us to use this on a Physiopedia page. If there is no information and you can't find the information online, it's better to find an alternative image. So my advice is, when in doubt, replace it. If you cannot confirm the copyright status, it's always best to find another image that you know is safe to use. So now we've seen how to find an image from an article. We've seen how to check the copyright status of an image on a page, but how do we find other images that are free to use? So there are so many resources, and you will find a list of the ones we use a lot at the bottom of the Add in Images page. But there are Creative Commons libraries like Flickr, Wikimedia Commons. They're great to find images. You also have sites that have free stock photo images, such as Unsplash, Pixabay, Pexels. They often have a section, but bear in mind not all their images are free to use, so you do need to check the license details. But you could also use Google to find images. So I'm going to talk you through that now. So let's go to Google. We're going to put a search in. So I'm going to look for anatomy of the hip. So that's what I get first, but I'm going to click the images tab. That's really important. And then what you'll see on the right of the screen here is an option saying tools. So click on that, and then you'll have another menu bar appear here. Now, from the drop down options on the usage rights, click that, and we're going to look for Creative Commons license. So we click on that, and here you can see lots and lots of images. Not always so lucky. I did pick one that I knew would be there. But you can see Wikimedia here, Flickr, ResearchGate. So these are often ways to find an image that is free from copyright restriction. So when you find your image, I'm just going to click on this Wikimedia Commons image here. Let's visit that site. And it's really important that we add the right information when we're uploading the image and adding the source of the image. So here is the URL source of the image. You can find information about reusing. You can see the source here. But if we click on this here, you can also see here's the URL. So Wikimedia is great. It will also tell you what to add as an attribution. So you would just highlight that, copy it, and add it into the summary box. So that's how we find images, and that's the information that we need to add to the image file. Now, we've talked about the hard stuff, but remember, there are also images on Physiopedia you can use. So we do have a gallery of files. It's not the easiest to find an image this way, but you can look up what's been uploaded. If it's an image that you've uploaded or you know that somebody else has uploaded, you can actually put in the person's username. We also have the file list. So that will show you the latest images that have just been uploaded. So if you've lost one that you know you've just put in, this is a good way to find it. But I find the easiest way to check what's already on Physiopedia, if we go to the Edit menu, choose Edit, and then we can wait for the page to load, and we'll put Insert and then Images. Now, when searching for an image, it is case sensitive. So if we were to put in hip, no results. Still no results. So what I can do is put in shoulder. There we are. So if I was to put in now shoulder joint with a capital J, you can see nothing is found. But if I now put that with a lowercase, oh, it's still telling me it's not found. But I know it's there. So I've obviously typed in something. Let's have a look at ligaments. There we are. So you can find images that way. It's not the easiest, but I would suggest trying that first when you upload an image. So let's come out of that. We don't want to actually add a page or an image to our new page. So just a quick recap. Before you add an image to Physiopedia, always check the copyright status. If you're not sure of an image that's already on a page, you can use a tool like Google Reverse Image Search. There are lots of resources out there to find images. So you can use Wikimedia Commons. So any Creative Commons and copy-free libraries are a great place, and you can trust those images as long as you add the information to the image file. And remember, attributions are important. Always include the source, credit the creator, and choose the right license when uploading. If you find an image that you're not sure about, don't use it. And if it's already on a page, find another image. So that's a little bit about copyright. Hopefully now you'll be able to find the perfect image for your Physiopedia page.